In 2021, Jeep rolled out a brand new flagship. The Wagoneer of the past had been a pioneer, one of the first true luxury SUVs. So this comeback was supposed to set the tone for Jeep's future. Within just 5 hours of driving, owners reported problems. Electrical glitches, leaks inside the cabin, misaligned panels. Some buyers uploaded videos online showing water dripping into brand new interiors. The backlash was swift. On forums, one customer called it the worst decision I ever made. Another warned, don't waste your money. And countless others wondered how Jeep could possibly charge over $100,000 for a vehicle that didn't even feel properly finished. Inside the factories, the story wasn't much different. Workers admitted what customers already suspected. Quality checks were rushed, cost-cutting was obvious, and management pushed vehicles out the door before issues were solved. So how did Jeep, a brand built on rugged dependability, end up here? The answer lies in Stellantis. This massive company was born when Fiat Chrysler merged with Peugeot, forming the fourth largest automaker in the world. For investors, Stellantis was a goldmine. For workers and customers, it was a warning sign. Since the merger, Stellantis has slashed around 40,000 jobs worldwide. Entire plants have been shut down. Budgets for development shrank. In their place, a relentless drive to maximize profits, even if it meant sacrificing long-term quality. And those profits, they were staggering. In 2023 alone, Stellantis pulled in $18 billion. Nearly $7 billion of that went straight to shareholders. Meanwhile, CEO Carlos Tavares pocketed close to $40 million for himself, more than 400 times what the average worker earned. But customers weren't seeing any of that money reflected in their cars. Prices of Jeep models climbed higher and higher. A Grand Cherokee that once felt like a family SUV suddenly came with a luxury price tag. The Wagoneer, in particular, soared past $80,000. But owners quickly realized they weren't paying for craftsmanship. They were paying for a badge, slapped on a cost-cut version of what Jeep once stood for. Reports poured in. Plastic interiors that scratched after a few months. Squeaks and rattles on highways. Vibrations at high speeds. Tires worn bald after just 15,000 miles. Spending luxury money on a Jeep no longer felt like buying rugged heritage. It felt like being shortchanged. Workers on the inside noticed the decline too. Cheaper materials, thinner plastics, less insulation. What used to be a company rooted in American craftsmanship was turning into an assembly line of cost-cutting. And Stellantis kept doubling down. More jobs were cut, more production shifted to Mexico. Communities that had built Jeeps for decades, like Belvidere, Illinois, saw their factories go dark. Yet, Stellantis still poured billions into stock buybacks, still celebrated record profits, still rewarded shareholders while leaving both workers and customers behind. Then came late 2024. Carlos Tavares, the man who had overseen the rise in profits and the fall in quality, suddenly stepped down. Stellantis gave vague statements about differences in future direction, but the message was clear. The company was facing turbulence. Now the future of Jeep hangs in the balance. Will Stellantis keep squeezing costs, cutting corners, and chasing short-term profit? Or will it finally return to what made Jeep a legend, building vehicles that last, that can be trusted, that truly earn their price? Because here's the truth. A Jeep isn't just a product. It's a promise. A promise that when you spend your hard-earned money, you'll get a vehicle built with care, with integrity, with pride. Right now, too many Jeep buyers feel that promise has been broken. But history shows something important. Automakers who ignore quality, who ignore customers, eventually pay the price. Reputations collapse, loyalty fades, sales dry up. So Jeep stands at a crossroads. One path leads to a future of flashy marketing, rising prices, and cheapened vehicles. The other path, the harder one, leads back to its roots. To a time when Jeeps were built to last, when ruggedness wasn't just an ad campaign but a reality, when buyers knew exactly what they were getting: dependability. The question now is, which road will Stellantis choose? Because if Jeep is to survive, it will take reviving old values. And that's where we'll leave it for now. Thank you for spending your time with me today. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to stay tuned. Until next time, take care and have a wonderful day.